Saturday and Sunday, but trust me, it's still going to be hot if you're out there in the sunshine, whether it be for LSU up in Baton Rouge or Tulane over in Lafayette. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Let's talk about the tropics. Things are still, well, about where they were yesterday. We've got 2 features out in the open waters of the Atlantic, and then we're watching this developing feature in the Northwest Caribbean. Now, this is not going to be a fast process. We likely don't really see much happening through the weekend. We're going to see a large area of showers and storms hanging out over Central America, and eventually part of that will try to lift to the north and develop as we get into next week. So it still looks like next week is going to be the time frame. So here's what we know and what we don't know right now with that feature. Models are going to struggle. We know that until something actually forms. So if you're a model watcher, they're going to be flip-flopping around like crazy. We know the process will be slow. This is not going to happen overnight. Oftentimes, a big, broad system like this, it takes days and days for it to come together, and that also means it takes days and days for it to slowly strengthen. So this is not going to happen very quickly into next week. What we don't know, when will it move into the Gulf? Where does it move into the Gulf, and what does it look like? We got to wait and see how this thing evolves before we can answer that. And we still don't know the exact steering currents, the exact path, and the exact strength of where this may be. Now, with all that being said, we can look at our models and our trends, and right now I'm showing you 5 separate models here that we look at. The GFS is the American, the Euro's in green, the European AI model is the newer one, the Canadian model in yellow, and the German model in purple there. And you can see the general trend is for whatever's down here, the moisture at least will likely get pulled to the north and slowly develop as it moves to the north. Now, if it forms further to the east, you probably have more of a Florida system, but if our system somewhere comes together down in the Bay of Campeche, we may have to deal with it towards the end of next week. So there are some scenarios that do bring us some impacts from rain, maybe even a tropical system by the end of next week. But that's 7 days from now. Be checking back in through the weekend just to stay up to date. Check in once or twice a day, and then certainly check in next week as we have a much better idea. But luckily, no weather issues for our games or festivals this weekend. It's just going to be hot and dry. We say hello to fall on Sunday with a high of 90 degrees. No big issues in your marine forecast. It's smooth sailing through the weekend with east-northeast winds. Your high tide is this morning, and your low tide is around lunchtime.